If you have a few extra minutes, I'd
I do. Yeah.
love to do a reflection exercise and then
Yeah.
talk about the future.
Yeah.
January 1st of this year. What was life like in January? What were you struggling with? Yeah,
If
what was your biggest struggle back then? And what was the pain you were experiencing? Um, what were the challenges what was life like then?
so, I am really good at blocking out negative stuff. So when you first started asking me, I was like, I don't remember, but actually I do remember. Um, those 2 weeks of the holidays going into January 1 were super duper duper painful. I was reeling from an overcommitted schedule with all sorts of tasks that I felt were super urgent. And while everyone else was taking time off and going to see family and holidaying, I was what I felt like trying to survive, trying to keep up with my to-do list, trying to check things off because everything I wasn't doing that should be doing felt important, felt urgent. And I was literally on a hamster wheel, just running so fast. And I also was feeling super depressed. I don't know what happens. Oh, I guess I kind of do. Do you remember how we talked about I had my identity tied to work? So those 2 to 3 weeks that I wasn't really working out in the field, meeting with clients, like feeling important, going to networking events, like doing all the things that feed my ego and feed my identity, I was not doing. So I was feeling very sad and depressed, like what I was doing was not meaningful. So it was a combination of not feeling fulfilled and having meaning in my life, but also having like my identity not being fed and my ego not being fed. And I don't think I could have seen that at that time, but I can see it now. I remember a part of my holiday, I laid on the couch for a week and watched Ozark, binge watched Ozark, trying not to cry. Like it just was a feeling of just, I don't know if failure is the right word, just like I wasn't living the life that I wanted to be living, which I think is how we got into coaching because I was in so much pain around the way that I was living my life, but also having my age in my face, being 55 and knowing that I'm not 25, I'm not 35, I'm not even 45. Like I'm not gearing up for a 10-year career, a 20-year career, a 30-year career. I'm trying to, I don't know if coast is the right word, but I'm trying to enjoy like the fruits of my labor, ramping up Avery Ranch Living, ramping up Be Local Cedar Park, ramping them all up again multiple times. Like just, I told myself I didn't have it in me to ramp up anything ever again. And now here I am in a ramp up of Be Local.
How are you feeling as a mom, as a role model, as a level of engagement and presence with him?
I hate to admit that I was super short-tempered. He would come in and want something and I'd be like, yeah, I'll do it. Just let me finish this, get on out of here. Let me finish this. Let me stay focused. And I'd kind of run him off. I hate to admit that. I told myself that I'm being a good role model. I'm showing him what it is to focus on something. I'm showing him what it is to achieve something. But I remember him saying really hurtful things to me, like, all you ever do is work. All you ever do is you're on your phone. You never play with me. Even though that's not 100% true, the all and never stuff is got to be careful with that. I certainly was not being the mom that I wanted to be. I really feel like I didn't 100% get it until that last week of our vacation, just 3 weeks ago. Like when I put my computer away, I literally, and Corey made me do this. She goes, Laura, no one is going to die in the next 5 days. Pack up your computer, shut it down, tell your assistant to contact you in an emergency, and go be with your family. And I did that. I shut down my computer. I put it in my suitcase. I folded up the table I was using for work, and I put it away. And Grayson's like, finally, oh my God, finally, you're going to be with me, and that's when I started moving my body and realizing that I don't have the fitness level. I know it's so funny. You think that, oh, well, I haven't done this in a long time. I'll just go do it and it'll be fine. But no, you really, if you don't use it, you lose it. My body wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. And that's when I really realized I've got to stop focusing on writing my book and like all this other like achieve. And I want to be a great mom, and I want to have the energy to be a great mom. And everything else has to come after that, period.
Bring me up to date. What's changed in your life since then? The last 6 to 7 months? What's going well? What's changed? What are you most proud of?
My first thought goes to getting my ego in check. Like I really, when I look back at that person, was very ego driven, very achievement driven, very self-centered, selfish. And I had my worth tied to all of that. If I wasn't achieving and leaving myself on fumes, I was almost doing it all by design because it made me feel significant and worthy and maybe to some degree loved. But I didn't love myself. So I feel like where I am now is I've come a long way in understanding how much I was being driven by my ego. And I've learned how to set that aside. I don't even feel like I have to keep it in check anymore. Like I feel like it's just gone. It used to be the driver, and then I had to like say, okay, you can be in the driver's seat, but you got to be in the passenger side. And now I really don't even see it in the car. So that's a big shift. Also my worthiness. I feel like I've had big shifts related to that. I don't feel like I'm having to chase busyness to feel worthy and that my life matters and that I'm making an impact. I feel more, I feel like just the shift in perspective, I guess, like has been huge. My ability to see myself and my business and my role as a mom and my son and my husband and my family and what I want. My consulting business kind of like perked up in the last 6 months. I just feel like I'm a lot more clear about what I value. I'm a lot more equipped to bring what I value to life and to live it. I feel like I'm a lot more wise and quick to see like what aligns with what I value and what doesn't. I'm a lot more peaceful. I'm a lot more present. I'm a lot more hopeful. Like when I just showed you my schedule, like I really believe that I can do that. When we started, I didn't see a way out from the chaos. I feel like I've grown a lot in letting go of the FOMO. I think FOMO was really driving me hard at the end of 22, all of 2022 and in the beginning of 2023, trying to keep up with the socialites around here and the achievers at N2 and being on the sales leaderboard and like, but when all of that doesn't really matter to me, So just a huge shift in who I see myself to be, what I value, what I want in my life, how I want to live my life. I was able to figure out what I wanted and not what I felt I should do or what I thought other people thought I should do. I just got really clear about what I wanted.
So what's the short and long-term impact of those things?
Short term, I feel set up for success for the rest of this year, 2023. I feel like I'm going to get through my ramp up. I don't feel as fearful of that ramp up because I don't have so much riding on it anymore. You know,
Yeah.
that's a huge gift to not have that fear of that failing. Now whatever happens is a success because it'll stay in print. So that's a big shift. So short term, more hope, more tools, more of a strong mindset to live the way I want to live, like right now, day to day. I think the long-term impact is being who I am for myself, like being able to look back at how I've lived, like this last chapter of my career, if that's what the next 10 years is, like, I don't know, but to look back at it and say, oh, you were intentional. Like you designed that and you lived into it because you chose it. I didn't just hold on for the ride and whatever happened. So I feel long-term, it will allow me to live in peace and to look back on this chapter with peace and pride and presence. Like Grayson and I walk every morning now, and I look forward to it. I think he looks forward to it. Like we're actually talking. Like I am genuinely interested in the shiny Pokemon that he caught at the mall. Like,
Do you know how many moms walk with their junior high kids, boys? Like get that time? I mean, that's unheard of. It's incredible.
he has, when we walk, he has put his arm around me and he says, I love you. He kisses me like on the side of the head and he goes, I want you to live a really, really long time. Like, I mean, I keep telling myself, don't forget this, like mark this moment in time. Like this is the good stuff.
How much more effective do you think that you're going to be in serving the clients that you work with, creating solutions to solve problem solving, and generating and creating a successful business when you come from that place that you just described?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a whole new opportunity for all of that. I feel like we worked really hard on helping me figure out who I am. And we used vision and purpose to do it, but it was my shift in my identity that helped me to have a foundation for all of this change. And I know it tied into the focus mindset beliefs too, but the shift from my worth being tied to achievement versus my worth being tied to, the fact that I'm a child of God and I'm, worthy just being here and being alive, to my identity of who I want to be for the world, not tied to achievement, but tied to impact and presence for my own family and kid. Like I feel like I've re-engineered who I am. I see myself differently. I feel differently. It'd be curious to take a screenshot. In fact, I'm going to do it. Take a screenshot of us right now. So 1, 2, 3, smile. And we should go back to the very first Zoom that we did and look at me in that. and see my eyes and my face and my, like, I bet you I look terrible because I was really had the weight of all that grit and grind on me back then. Just the physical, like the emotions getting kind of cleared out and the clarity and the hope that comes back from the feeling of despair and desperation. I have a feeling that it's physically, I mean, I'm walking again. Like I don't know if I was even doing Pilates at the level back when we first started. I think that I had to gear back up to get into that. So yeah, the physical transformation, identity transformation was, at least for me, part of it.